be able to do that.
Well, can't I just hold it somehow and...
No, that's all right.
Hey Larry, you gotta move your Mercedes. Okay. Staff meeting here in about
Well, how long have you been at this?
At what?
Cooking all this meat and so forth?
Since noon, right? Noon.
And what have you got there?
Heineken.
No.
3 lambs.
3 lambs.
And 2 beef roasts.
Oh, they look fantastic. How long have they been cooking at it?
Good.
How long have they been cooking?
Since noon.
Since noon.
Pay attention.
About 5 hours.
Fantastic. How many pounds you figure you got there? You think it'll be all gone?
Yeah, it'll be all gone.
If it isn't, have you had trouble keeping your fingers off of it?
No, I mean yes. God damn, I'm bad at interviews.
Okay, have you signed in? Oh, unless you change it since the first one. No. Good, if you have any problems, let us know. Oh, sure. You too. Thank you. Hi. Hi. There you go. Would you like one? Thank you.
They surrender and when they get it. Tell the people back in. Go tell them, Larry. Go tell them.
Why don't you let someone start believing in you? Let him hold out his hand and he'll find you and watch what happens. Want someone with that look in his eyes? Just look into your heart, and he'll find you and watch what happens. Cold, no, I won't believe my heart is cold. Maybe just afraid to be broken again. Now if you let someone with that look in his eyes just look into your heart, then what magic you'll see. Someone who really cares, someone who cares like me, someone who gives you love, someone who cares like me.
We were just wondering how long you've owned the car and how long you've been interested in old cars.
We bought the car, been interested in old cars for about 30 years. We bought this particular car in 1980, and it's been in the Pacific Northwest since it was new. It was originally owned by a farmer up by Walla Walla, Washington, and this farmer drove the car all of his life until he passed away, and then it went from the farmer to his hired man to a lumberman, and then came down to the Willamette Valley, and it was shortly after that that we acquired the car.
Did you completely restore it?
No, it was this way when we got it. We have done nothing to it. It's a 4-passenger deluxe Phaeton built by Henry Leland when he was running the Lincoln Motor Car Company back in the very early 20s. And Ford Motor Company took over the plant, and Leland operated the thing until the mid-year, and then Ford took over entirely, and then Leland dropped out. Leland was a very careful builder of cars.
Well, it's a very nice car. You have quite a few cars. In fact, you've customized your house in order to keep a few cars in there. Correct. How many cars do you own?
Well, we only have 7 or 8 cars, collector cars, but we like to keep them at home and have a place to work on them. Mm-hmm. Well, this is a nice show we're having here.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
Wood.
you.
Okay, you know.
You don't have to. Say no if you don't want to.
I won't be able to. What are you going to ask me?
I'm going to ask you.
Tell him you went on your honeymoon in it.
That's what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you one. This is, one of your first cars when you were married, and that that you actually pulled trailers with it, and now it's a restored classic your son owns. That's it. And it's not going to be on TV. This is Charlotte Thompson, and she's the owner of a 190 SL Mercedes, and actually it belongs to her son, but I guess she gave it to her son, and I'd like to ask her a few questions about it. Was this one of your original cars that you owned when you were first married?
Yes, actually it belonged to my husband before we were married.
Mm-hmm.
And we used it. The children were raised riding in the back seat, and my husband Gene used to pull the boat with it.
It actually had a trailer hitch on the bumper.
Right, but Jeff restored it, and it looks like it does today.
You've been through an extensive restoration of it. What color was it originally?
The same color, the same color.
And now it's in show shape.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, Charlotte.
Yes, you're welcome.
That's it. That's a late 50s Mercedes 220, and it's been restored and has a lot of extra chrome in it. It's a special model. I'm not sure of the owner. There's a early 60s black VW.
Isn't that a pretty Corvette?
Real nice red and white Corvette. Of course, that's the American sports car, the only production American sports car. It's a completely fiberglass body.
That's what, about a 58 or so, isn't it?
Early 60s. Really high performance engine.
This is a Targa.
This is a silver Targa, Porsche Targa. It's been recently restored at Auto Cars.
Check that license plate. I wonder what that is.
Well, that's Roman 911 SC. That is a Porsche 911 SC.
Ah.
And that's in Roman numerals. This is an unusual car. This is a Volvo 1800 ES. Now they have a Volvo 1800 sports car that doesn't have the station wagon look to it. This is a very low production model. This has been completely repainted and gone through onto the interior. That's a Swedish sports car. This is a Mercedes 380 SL, and of course it has a hard top and a soft top. And this is their current production sports car. Cadillac four-door. It's a very low production model because of the war. Most of the production went into staff cars after this time. So it's very unusual that you'd have a 41 Cadillac, and it's in superb condition.
And this is a LaSalle? I don't know, what is it?
It's a Cadillac or a LaSalle, I can't tell. It's a late 30s, about a 37 or a 38, and that's a limousine. It's got the extra. It has the jump seats, and has the extra large large back area.
It's a pretty car.
It's a very large car.
Must have really been something back in their heyday.
That has what's called suicide doors, which open with the front door opens normally, but the back door opens in reverse.
And what do we got here?
This is a BMW Bavaria, and it's a very collectible car. It has a nice lines. It's a late 60s model, and it's a classic in its own time. It's a 3.0 Bavaria.
And what's this one here?
We've got a Ford Model A. In T-Bird, you'll notice on the side of the hardtop they have portholes. They were put on in order to be able to have side vision. Of course, this is a very collectible car. Low production, very clean lines, and very collectible in the current market.
What do we got here? That's a Nash, isn't it?
No, that's a Willys.
Oh, Willys.
It's a 1923 Willys.
Oh, beautiful.
A lot of the old carriage look to it. You know, the horseless carriage was actually that, and they kept the carriage look until the 30s airflow, aerodynamic school of thought came in about cars.
Oh, that's about a 54 or 53, isn't that pretty?
Yes, it's a pretty two-door Ford, lots of chrome, nice shape. This is a 914. This is Porsche's attempt at a mid-engine car. They built these in the up until the late 70s. The engine is mounted right behind the passenger seat. There's two of them.
Beautiful.
All the 914s were target tops, which means that the top pulls off and becomes a semi-convertible. Here's the original sports car, the foreign sports car that came to America after the war. The GIs brought over the MGs, and there's a very strong following of MGs.
Give you one guess, that might be a 52.
It's a 52 MG, and it's in superb shape. The gratings across the headlights are to protect for stones so they don't break the headlights. The old style out exterior headlights.
Oh, yes. Just beautiful.
This is a 60s Jeepster, which has interesting lines and is an update of the old Army GI Jeep used for suburban work. Let's see.
What do we got here?
This is a 30s Chrysler coupe, two-door coupe with a rumble seat. We ought to get a close-up of that rumble seat. And it literally does have a trunk.
That's something.
It's also called a mother-in-law seat. And this is very common in the 20s and 30s car, where you will have a trunk, an actual trunk for carrying of luggage or items.
Yeah,
This is a Ford. I'm not sure of the era. Notice the wind wings have engraving on them. It's been well restored.
Corvettes were 53s. Yeah, they have no protection.
Very good. That's lots of luster to that.
Right. There's a rack on the back that will pull down for your trunk. You would pull the trunk down, lock it in place, and install your trunk. There is no trunk on the earlier cars except the trunk that you put on it.
Okay.
Can you see it in superb shape? The wire wheels, which demand constant attention to the balancing of the wheels. That wheel has to be worked on every few years to assure that it remains balanced and that the wires are actually supporting the exterior of the wheel. It also has a trip trunk on the back.
That is an unusual looking trunk, isn't it?
Yes.
Rather large in comparison to the relative size of the car.
Yes. And that's in superb shape. The MGs always show well. The owners of MGs, of the early MGs, are very meticulous in their restorations. They're well known throughout the car.
Isn't it?
Pontiac. That's a.
There is.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
That's a mid-50s Pontiac convertible. That's the age of chrome. All Chryslers, Fords, and GMs of that era were loaded with chrome.
Starting the fins too.
Right. Beautiful Continental kit on the back, which is where you carry the spare tire outside of the trunk. You'll notice the extended bumper and the extra chrome. The exhaust coming out of the extended bumper.
Beautiful.
That was the ultimate in class of its time.
What do we got here?
This is a Lincoln. This is a two-door Lincoln convertible. This is before Lincoln and Continental merged. It's got a beautiful turquoise and white interior, which in the 50s was the rage. Your two-tones interiors, tuck and roll. Large steering wheel, lots of 50s styling. Very collectible.
According to this, he's got no gas. No, it's turned off, I know.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It is beautiful.
This is Jeff Lamb of Auto Cars Unlimited. This is one of the T-Birds that he's restored in the past year, and I'd like to ask a few questions about it. Who owns the T-Bird?
Robert Wienert of Newport.
It did do fairly well in the Forest Grove competition.
Took second place.
Very good. How long would it take to restore? How many hours are into this car so far?
I'd say 1,500 to 2,000 hours.
That's quite a bit of hours.
That's quite a bit of hours.
What is the major roadblock that you run into in completely restoring a car such as this one?
Finding parts and improvising on what you can't get, manufacturing what you can't get, trying to keep it to originality.
What type of enjoyment do you get personally as the owner of the business that does the restoration?
Well, it's a great sense of accomplishment to take an elegant car like this and restore it and bring it back to its proper condition. It's a classic. It's yesterday's technology, yesterday's dreams, and basically you rebuild it from the ground up and go through the motor and the transmission and the glass and the chrome, the interior, the body, the paint. And when you get done, you've accomplished something that the critics can't pick apart.
And you obviously share the pride of ownership in that you had a lot to do with making it beautiful.
Yes.
Let's go over and look at the red one a little bit.
Are you doing real good?
Sign here, please.
Is this your first shift?
This is their second. It's our only shift.
Well, only her hairdresser knows who that is. Oh, there she is. Speaking of trouble and trouble, 2 out of 3.
the dinner's good.
If there's any left.
They have 3 large full-size lambs and 2 large roast beefs.
Is lamb barbecue?
Yeah.
Are you sure not going to run
Do you
out?
like lamb? I don't know if I like it. I never ate it.
Who's your little helper here? Huh?
John.
John?
I'm going to get on television as I grab the beer.
Are you getting a good play on this beer machine? Here's to you.
Thank you.
go. Got me doing what you want to. Won't let me go. Oh, I'm going in, I'm going out. Out, out, in, with the road. Got to let me go. You got me doing what you want to. You got me doing what you want to, baby. You got me doing what you want to. You won't let me go.
Two by Ray Charles. We'll take a little break and we'll be right back.
We got it.
Food is good, Lloyd. Huh? The food is good. Is it? It's about gone now. All we have is the roast beef. He's running up to his reputation. Right?
Hello there.
He's trying to get back.
He says, God damn it, you guys got to have kids. You coming back, aren't you? Okay. Okay. See you later.
Why things going through?
Hey, and Kevin and I are nominating this gentleman for police chief of the Willamette Police Department. I was going to say the fire department. Hell, I don't want that job.
I'd be carrying a ladder.
Of course.
She is. Where's down
Take good pictures of her, okay?
Well, now we're looking due east down Main Street at Philomath, the one and only big town that this gala has been presented to you in. Now we are looking west as the sun sets. It's getting pretty late. It's about 7:41. Let's move on and see what else everybody else has got up their sleeve. You do?
Yeah, but now you want to get permission to go up in the tower and take pictures.
I went over and looked at his tower, and I ain't man enough. Now, as one historical society to the other, in trying to do this conquest of trying to seek out a high vantage points, we're at the top of the Benton Community Museum. Benton County, I believe it is, Community Museum. We are in the attic, and we're heading for those windows over there. Let's take a look and see what happens. Well, with the history of it all, from the top of the museum here, you can see some really old beams that this was originally built in the building. These are all hand-hewn and taken out with the original axes. No modern equipment is up here. Up in the attic, the steeple is somewhere up there as we further approach the window. And here we are at the window. To my left are some stairs up to the steeple. And that's as far, as close to the steeple as you're going to see it, so forget it. Well, it's not raining outside. It just happens to be that these windows probably haven't been cleaned since this building was built. Well, we have a heck of a vantage point. Now you know what the ghosts see when they are stalking through here late in the evening. Let's try a different window that's a little bit cleaner. Now across the street here from the Benton County Historical Museum is the Main Street Arcade that I doubt was built or was even available when the first time that you were able to hear this bell ring. Sounds pretty good. See if I can do that again without shaking the world up. Well, that really just gets going up there, doesn't it? It's up there anyway. That's fantastic. It's the fortunate ability to go traveling through the museum here. Judy, I want to thank you very much for your time and your effort in packing around the camera and everything for us. We're now in the assembly hall in the upper level of the museum. As we look out the other window here, we can see the front yard down on Main Street. Here's some of the overflow of the cars that we're not able to park over in the main area. The picture may seem a little wavy. That's because we're shooting through glass. How old did you say this glass is, Judy?
Probably late 1800s.
So it's probably close to 100 years old, this glass. And that's Main Street, 1984, Philomath.
You talk to, I'm in an awful way. He's in an awful way. I'm in an awful way.
You are the end of the food line.
All right.
You are the people that the people up there serving food have been waiting for.
What do we get?
Well, I was wondering why you didn't go up first so that they wouldn't have to serve all the other people.
Because I hate to stand in line.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Where are you looking? If you look right here. Right here.
If I look right there?
If you look right there, you're looking right square in the center. What's your name?
Della.
Do you know what kind of food you've been waiting for all this time?
Yes, salmon.
And?
Lamb.
And?
That's what I want.
There's some roast beef.
All right.
And then there's some corn on the cob. Do you feel like flogging the guy in front of you yet?
No.
Let's see. There's breadsticks. There's pie.
Strawberry pie?
I think there is. Do you feel like flogging the guy in front of you yet?
Nah.
Oh, she.
See, you've got to catch you off your garters.
Yeah, I didn't get that on tape. I'm trying to give her some food ideas. Yeah. Trying to give her some food ideas. Maybe she'll attack you or something.
I wish you would.
There you go.
Not for food, though.
Do you think the meal's going to be worth waiting for?
I've been waiting all night. It better be.
There you go. Jeff's did a real good job here, and everybody has, haven't they?
Yep.
You guys going to be at the show tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Good, good.
You're hungry.
You got a pretty smile.
Hi, Jeff Lamb. You're a good guy. Come on over to Auto Cars Unlimited. We'll sand your car and paint it and polish it and make it just right. Dig it.
Good, thanks.
Just go your way and laugh and play with silent sun. I can't do no wrong in the hotel. Something's gotta
Turn my back and the beef is gone. I said, where's the beef? He said, it's gone.
just go your way and laugh and play with sight unsung in a mellow tone. Just go your way and laugh and play with sight unsung. In a mellow tone, something's gotta give. You moan and groan, something's gotta live. Just go your way and laugh and play with sight and song. In a mellow tone, just go your way and laugh and play with sight unsung in a mellow tone. In a mellow
We'd also like to take the time right now to have a big hand for Jeff Lamb. He put this thing together
Yes,
tonight.
Jeff. There he is back there.
Thank you, Jeff. All right. Again next year.
Next weekend. Come on.
Hubba, Jeff, like you said.
Two more rubber Same old man, same old smile, same
just us two and the rhythm of my mama wouldn't ever be.
We're Bentley. We hope you've enjoyed our music tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bite it, buddy.
All the time ago, it wasn't until it was 2 o'clock, and so I was 2 at 6. 86? 86? What would you expect?
Yeah, 86. Now, are you ready for this? Only your son would know this. Weimar has a stress matter called high-weight C4. Same chemical composition, cheaper. Look at it.
Now, you're a big help.
You got anything to say, Sylvia?
Not a thing.
Nothing. You enjoying yourself?
Oh, it's been a great party.
Is it coming off the way you want it to?
So far,
No hitches?
going really well.
Have you had enough to eat yourself?
I haven't eaten it all, except for one breadstick.
Ah, dude.
I'm going to go steal another one right now.
There you go. Take care.
Okay.
What's your name?
He's a great guy. He and Gene both are good.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Dennis.
Some guys, you see there were like, something like 15 out of 45
Yeah.
are coming back or something.
Yeah, and you know, Scram's in our trad jazz thing, you know. Just wanted to know who he was.
Oh, okay.
Patty?
Remember, I promised to carry the baggage if the elevator doesn't work.
you won't, lady. You have worked hard enough.
Does it come off the way you want it to come off, Patty?
Oh, absolutely.
Have you had anything to eat yet?
No, I haven't. But
Well, get your tushy
well,
over
I'm
there.
waiting for the line to go.
Sylvia's in line.
No
She
line
is?
now.
Yeah.
You get in there.
So you gotta get in there.
Well, I guess I better. Sure.
You're doing great.
They do, and usually they think at Olympia, it's fun Yes.
Well, we get old cars. Where do we find out about the shows?
That bothers me. Joan, look this way.
50 here. This is a 50. Yeah. What makes this so unique? It's built on a pickup chassis instead of
3/4 ton.
Yeah, 3/4. Well, half ton. Half ton Dodge pickup. From the nose forward, it's all pickup, and the undercarriage is pickup chassis.
Well, have you won any awards? Yeah, we took first last year.
There's some pretty stiff competition here this year. I think it's a little stiffer than last year.
Really nice car.
Yep.
It's a 1950 Dodge?
1950.
1950.
$20 left.
All the way there.
Oh, Jeremy. How on earth did you lose that?
We need to go to that far.
Get this stuff.
Look what he's got on the back. He's got the wheelie thing, see? As if somebody would be able to do it.
I bet it's probably got every possible accessory that could possibly
well,
be.
it says every chrome option and 53.
Was this car in your family a long time, or?
We got it in 1976 from the original one.
Low mileage car, I bet.
We got it 22,000 miles. We bought it. Your license still on. Your license. Turn the lights out. Yeah, not that color. We don't use it.
It's got to be here. Oh, what?
Jeff, is that somebody you know?
Huh?
Is that somebody?
That's our guy.
Is that your guy?
That's our guy. He's up there taking our picture.
The weather was beautiful. The crowd was great.
That's good.
Oh, was it? No, it did.
You can look back. Yeah, well, we weren't laughing. Okay. Yeah. What?
Excuse us.
Got too many things that are obvious.
Yeah.
Want a little extra sauce?
I can tell. Man with your experience knows all about that extra
Hey, you
sauce.
boys hear that? I've been trying to tell them that.
There you go.
Thank you, girls.
Two.
What is this?
What would you like?
What you got over here?
Yeah, please.
I'm the one that brought myself. Get a refill on How much you want?
$2.75, sir.
That's more than $3.
Jim. Oh no. Jim's gonna have everyone on camera again. He loves that. Look at that shirt he's wearing.
I don't have anything. I'm doing pretty good.
It's fitting, isn't it?
Passing through the line with no food on the tray.
For one,
Here, I tell you, roll.
Good corn?
Where you want to break it? Okay, so you pass me this.
Well, I thought I might, but it wasn't too hot. Sausage is what
Great. Find a spot.
Well,
we'll get one.
Great. I'm not very hungry. Because then there's ice cream bars over there. Oh. I've already had one.
Yes, thank you very much. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. He's about ready to spill.
Well, tour's all done now. I can lean that way a little bit.
Pour it on your
Pretty agile there, aren't you?
I'd make a pour waiter.
You would. Yeah, take it there. Yeah.
You got glasses?
Wear glasses. Well, keep one. Keep one for local.
How you doing out there?
Alright, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Any calls yet?
Mine are just Band-Aid.
Just Band-Aids and stuff, okay. You with the student body?
Pardon?
Are you with the student body?
Yeah.
Real good. What's your name?
Lance.
Lance?
Yeah.
Real good, Lance.
What are you filming for? Is that your own personal pleasure?
Reminder for you, entertainment continues in our stage area at the east end of the Concours ground. At 1 o'clock, members of the Corrales Community Band, under the leadership of Steve, in the entertainment area, as one members of the Corrales Community Band perform. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, the Marysville Concours will be on the stage with some lively dancing for your entertainment. Then back at 3, a return again of the Corrales Community Band. Again, entertainment on our stage at the east end of the lower campus. At 1 o'clock will be members of the Corrales Community Band, Steve Masters directing, and special appearance by Jim Douglas on trumpet.
Sylvia, stop for a minute, will you?
Oh, you want me to move the garbage can? There,
Yeah,
I found my niche, right?
That's what Jeff said. Get Sylvia a body.
There's one wheel in front and two in the rear.
I don't need those kinds of
You do good though. You're a hard worker.
Yes, right.
We caught you last night just as you were starting to eat.
Oh, good.
We ran over and told Patty and she says, "What? She's eating?" And she ran over and
She had her meal before I did. I just stole breadsticks. That's what I was munching on.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, things are going really well.
Has anybody given you a chance to take a ride into these neat cars?
Later on.
There you go.
Later on.
That'll be good.
Got a couple that have said they'll give me a ride, so
There
I'll
you
be
go.
all set.
There you go.
What's your little red light? Is that your mic? Yeah.
No, the red light means you're being photographed.
Oh, okay.
When you push the button and it shuts off and the light stops blinking, then you're not. All right, let's hear your ad.
Oh, we don't have an audio one, just a visual one.
Oh, you got a visual one? Go for it.
The best catering and the best restaurant in town.
Yeah.
The Tower of London and Carousel Caterers. I see. Were both of you there last night?
At which?
Were you both of you there last night at the
dinner?
Uh-huh.
No, I was at the restaurant.
Ah. They did a good job last night.
Good.
It was excellent. Everybody enjoyed themselves.
That's what I heard.
Would have liked to have a little bit more lamb, maybe, but.
That was the other guys. We just supplied the salmon.
Well, it was really good. Everybody enjoyed it.
Okay.
You guys take care.
So we're just so busy with that stuff. We just got back from Los Angeles.
Hey, Larry!
You haven't got the drone installation?
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. We just.
You did a good job yesterday.
Walk down there and see what's going on.
So,
See you.
Yeah.
Be good. Will do, Ken.
You bet. Be good. Nice meeting you.
you look at me go,
We got Woody's and Skyliners.
yeah, oh, everything.
And we're having a pretty good crowd this year too.
Yeah.
It's a nice, cool day. It's not.
Of course, we're waiting till 3:30, and that's when presentations.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go home. Our daughter found out this morning. My sister and I. We have a baby.
He's ready to leave. He's good. Somebody need to like
But our daughter.
like somebody just know.
No, they went up to. No, they went up to.
Now here's an old mash.
Dutch oven, which is up above.
Well, no, we don't.
They just
we don't
stocked
like
it
it
for
like
5,000.
Look at that color.
And we haven't seen her since Wednesday night, so we wanna see her.
Well, I sure enjoyed meeting you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Is that cassette going to be given to the car?
Oh, it's going to be given to Larry or to Jeff.
Okay. Oh, good.
Oh yeah, it's going right to
Did he
Jeff.
see it?
No,
Yeah?
he hasn't
Okay.
seen it. He wanted to know if he could see it. Well, the only thing he could see right now without taking it home and putting it on a TV is for Jim to go get the
through
earphone.
Yeah, we got a limo in the car. I've got a bar and a TV in the back. And I've used that sometimes just because you can plug it in real quick and look at the
Yeah, I know.
Everybody tells you Hemi, so yeah. Now everybody's been telling me Hemi for about 15 years. So, but I've never gotten it this year.
You're short enough. Oh yeah, we'll be at the wards. Yeah, Jim's gonna film those. So.
Okay. Well, I'll enjoy watching it. I don't know how I did.
Yeah. Let's go down this way.
Yeah. Levi's supposed to be in the corner. Yeah. Yeah, just to get it back.
Kate has 6 on roll. Makes me nervous.
Ezra. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We'd like to do another one by Jelly Roll Morton. This is a tune dedicated to Michigan, the Wolverine State. It's titled Wolverine and Blue.
75
to get his third place trophy in B Classic. Congratulations, Harvey. In second place in B Classic, a 41 Lincoln Continental, owned by John and Ann Patterson of Salem, Oregon. The Pattersons here. There's Mr. Patterson. John, congratulations. Beautiful car. The winner in B Classic, a 1938 Packard 1604 Coupe, owned by Larry and Aloma Doro from Eugene, Oregon. This is a beautiful car. How is it pronounced? Larry and Aloma Duro from Eugene, Oregon. First place in B Classics. And Larry, let's hear your horn. I just want to hear if that horn reflects that beautiful coupe. Yes, it does. Thank you so much for bringing that car to this year's concours. Class C, which is a super class because it's for Rolls-Royce Bentley. The trophy is being presented by Auto Cars Unlimited, Mr. Jeff Lamb on board. And in third place, a 1937 Rolls-Royce Hooper Salon, owned by Patty and Bob Ewalt from Portland, Oregon. Patty, Bob, are you here? We will recognize them and call one time more for Bob or Patty Ewalt. Your car just won third place in your class. They're on their way. All right, good. Here comes Bob right now, sprinting. Oh, look at that style. Looks good, Bob. Congratulations. A beautiful automobile. In second place for the Rolls-Royce Bentley class is a Rolls-Royce Cornish Shadow Coupe owned by Noel Cook from Mercer Island, Washington. And we're great to have our friends from Washington down with us this year. We hope to see them next year. Congratulations, Noel. First place in Class C, Rolls-Royce and Bentley, is a 58 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 1 owned by Tom Sumner, again from Seattle, Washington. Here's a beautiful automobile. Let's give him a big hand. Come all the way down from Washington. Tom, good to see you here. Tom, thanks again for coming down. We hope to see you next year. Boy, you ought to see the vinyl upholstery in that sucker. It's really beautiful. And if you believe that, would you like to buy some land in Florida? Class D, one of my favorites. So nostalgic. Model T Fords. Our trophy sponsor is Sand Vending. Okay, Walt Miller picked it up. Thank you, Walt. Make sure he gets it now. First place winner for Model T Fords in this year's concours is a 24 Model T Runabout owned by Robert Steffen from Aloha, Oregon. And wouldn't that be great to drive on a sunshiny summer day? Bob, let's hear that horn. It worked when the judges did it, didn't it? There you go. Thank you, partner. I love it, partner. Thank you very much for coming this year. We'll see you next year. Our next class is E-Class, which is Model A Fords. Enduring A's of Albany is presenting the trophy, and our presenter for Enduring A's, and Sue Jones. Let's bring on the first place car for this year's Model A Fords, and it is a beauty. Ken's pedaling just as fast as he can to get that first place trophy. Congratulations, Ken. Ken, those fiberglass fenders look great. You can't tell them from the original. They really look sharp. I did that just to see what he'd do. He's got a ball-peen hammer in his hand now. On with the history of Fords. It's kind of a Ford show right now. Into early Ford V8. Citizens Bank of Paloma is our trophy sponsor, and it's going to be presented by Steve Schaff. Ross, Steve, good to see you. A 1933 Ford two-door deluxe to Philip Dioge from Canby, Oregon. Phil, are you here? Bring that car on. That's the one I want to see. Look at this paint job. Is that a beautiful combination? And a beautiful, beautiful car. A lot of us can say we had one of those win, and we sure did. Our family had a coupe, and we really loved driving it. Thank you so much for bringing it. We hope to see you next year. Beautiful car. First place in early V8s. A 1933 Ford two-door deluxe. For our L&M trophy for Chevrolet's 1929 and up goes to a 1965 Chevrolet Corvair owned by R.M. Skip Fox from my hometown, Estacado, Oregon. Good to have him here. All right. The car, Ralph Nader said, would fall apart 5 years after you bought it, and they're still around, and I think awfully nice looking. Congratulations, Skip. Thanks for coming. Is there anyone here from Heritage Enterprises today? As they are our next trophy sponsor, we'd like to have them represent us. In third place in the Corvette class, a beautiful 1967 red Corvette coupe that's owned by Tim Thayer of Albany, Oregon. Tim, are you here? Come on up and get your trophy, partner. Second place in Corvettes goes to a 1978 Corvette Pace car. I hope you had a chance to see it. Owned by Martin Shavs of Corvallis. Martin, are you here? Beautiful car. Thank you for bringing it. Pretty rare model of automobile, and Martin's doing a good job keeping it in good shape. Jeff, would you award first place in Corvettes this year to a beautiful 1962 Corvette owned by our good friend Bill Ledford of Eugene, Oregon. This is a beautiful automobile. Beautiful job, Bill. Thank you so much. Check the serial number. I think it should be puce. I think that's the right color for it, okay? Our next trophy is from the old Cannery Mall here in Corvallis. And Wally the cars imported under $6,000 port of entry goes to a beautiful 1952 MGTD. Would you all welcome Les and Barbara Huff of Molalla, Oregon. Bring her on in. It's got the rock guards on the headlights. The car is beautifully done. I want to hear your horn, Les. Of course. Isn't that beautiful? And Les, it's amazing. Les, it's amazing how you're able to hide that VW engine in the back of that sucker. You can't even tell, you know? I know! I'm just kidding you. Thank you so much for coming. We'll look forward to seeing you next year. I had to do that. Steve's Auto Restorations in Portland is Restoration in Portland's trophy for first place in sports cars imported over $6,000 POE. Goes to a really sharp-looking 77 Ferrari 308 GTB. Welcome Norm Licati from Lake Oswego, Oregon. Kind of car you got to lay down in to drive. Beautiful automobile, beautiful paint job, and well-deserving of first place. Congratulations. Good job. We hope to see you again next year. Class K at the Concours this year is for Porsche. Our trophy is Teal's Travel Planners, and I think I saw K in Porsche goes to a 55 Porsche Speedster owned by James Lumia of Corvallis. Jim, bring that beautiful Porsche on in here for everybody to see. Even Brad likes that. Again, from Teal's Travel Planners, first place For a portion of this year goes to James Looney of Corvallis. Congratulations, Jim, and thank you for bringing the car out to us this year. I hope to see you next year, partner.
Good show, Jim.
Class L. Again, another class for imported cars under $6,000. Goes to a 1973 Volvo 1800 ES, and in my opinion, one of the sharpest looking station wagons ever made, owned by Dave and Judy Gerhardt from Philomath, Oregon. Isn't this a beautiful car? Beautiful paint, great lines, and well deserving of first place for a trophy from Demdell's Inn. Rick, thank you. All right, thank you. Our next trophy is from Mr. Ed's Upholstery in Albany. Presenter will be Don Webster. Don, good to have you here. We do not have a third place award in this class. The car is over 6,000 POE, Class LLL, at this concours this year to a 72 Jaguar Series 1 XJ6 owned by Bob Bell Body and Paint in Boring, Oregon. Let's bring that car in.
Oh, the company owns it.
I'd like to hear the horn on that Jag. Sounds good. Beautiful automobile, and thank you for bringing it in all the way from Boarding. Hope to see you again next year. Thank you. Let's give him a hand. That's a beautiful car. Class M, a class that's called Special Interest. Our trophy is from Away Travel Service, and Dortha Barrett's on hand to give it away. Dortha, would you please give third place in class? They moved the city on him. The winner for this year in Special Interest 1929-1942. That's really incredible. Oh, it's a 1938 Plymouth P6 owned by Paul Taylor of Gresham. This was our best of show last year at the Concours d'Elegance. And it's a beautiful automobile. Bob Bartell is asked to come to the winner's circle right now, please. It's over by the office van, Bob. We're awarding first place to Ford's 1946 to 1966 to the 46 Ford Coupe that's coming on right now, owned by Don, Judy, and Darren Walker. This Ford comes to us all the way from the mighty city of Eugene, and you really have to be daring to restore him in black, and it's a flawless automobile, and we're really pleased to have it with us. So thank you very much for bringing it down. We'll see you next year. Kevin Roundtree is on hand to present our next trophy from the Les Schwab Tire Center here in Corvallis for the double N class, which is for Mustangs. Goes to a beautiful 1964 Mustang convertible. Would you welcome our winner, Ken Stewart, from good old Corvallis, Oregon. Beautiful color blue, excellent interior, and a 4-cylinder engine. Would you believe it? It's just amazing. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see you next year, Ken. Thank you so much for bringing the car. Shanikoin is on hand, and so is Barney Gavino to award their trophy. And they picked a pretty classy automobile, and of course that is T-Birds. Goes to a 1965 Thunderbird owned by Ed Martinson of Corvallis. Ed, congratulations. And now Barney is pleased to award the Shanico Trophy first place for Thunderbirds this year. It really is a beautiful car, a 1957 Thunderbird owned by Lewis and Francis Wavra from Salem, Oregon. Let's bring on that 57 T-Bird. I love the license plates on this particular automobile. A beautiful car, fantastic color, matching shirts no less, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And to Louis and Francis Waverill, we just hope that you'll come back with us again next year and bring that Thunderbird back for everybody to enjoy. Thank you so much for coming. Respectable is third place winner, and it goes to Manny Junker of Eugene. Manny, are you here? Where are you, Manny? Come on out. If you bring that car over, we really appreciate it. Second place is a 57 Ford retractable owned by Don Kalin of Eugene. Don, are you here? Good, because we'd like to give you your trophy. First place, a beautiful 57 Ford Skyliner. It's owned by Phil and Yvonne Carroll of Portland, Oregon. Phil, bring the car on. And of course, I'm going to have to ask you to show us how that top works. I mean, I've got it. This looks like something out of Star Wars when you see this work. But this is the way you got your top up back in 1957. It just blew everybody's mind. It's also a great place to put the kids to keep them quiet. And you can imagine the work it takes to get all the motors together, get everything working just right, so that it in fact would actually perform. And you can imagine the design engineer and the money that went into. How much did it cost to develop that top, do they figure? $21 million to get your car to do that. Isn't that amazing? Now it'll close down just like it was never there. And that's first place in Ford Retractables. Let's give a big hand to Phil and Yvonne Carroll of Portland, Oregon. Phil, just make sure you bring her back to us next year. That's an amazing automobile. R3 Custom Engraving presents a trophy. Loretta McIntyre will be doing the honors. And this is Special Interest Cars, Class O, 1946 through 1968. Loretta, if you would present third place. Class O Special Interest, first place at this year's concours, goes to a really sharp-looking 1946 Lincoln four-door sedan, and it's owned by Jerry Hanaska from Beaverton, Oregon. Jerry, bring that car on in. Is this a beautiful paint job? Back in the days where it's really bold and go green, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's a real challenge to paint a car in this particular color of green. Your body's really got to be straight, and it's really a good-looking car with fender skirts and really great, interesting trim on the bumpers, fore and aft. Jerry, I've got to hear the horn on that Lincoln. Of course. Thank you very much. Congratulations, and thanks to R3 Custom Engraving. No car show worth its salt would forget the commercial vehicles, and that's called Class P. And Fundraiser of Corvallis. Larry, come on out here, partner. Get your trophy. I think that's about the only Woody we had here today, wasn't it, Larry? All right. In commercial vehicles, second place goes to the 40 Ford V8 pickup owned by Leslie Wheeler of Corvallis, better known as Les. Les, come on out and get it. First place in commercial vehicles this year, Betty Pettit is proud to award the trophy to a sweet-looking 35 Ford pickup that's owned by Stephen M. Goodner of Coloma, Washington. Another Washington guest, and we're really happy to have him here, and it's a beautiful rig. Oh, it's supposed to be Coloma, Washington? I kind of wondered, because I'd never heard of Coloma in my life. The Goodner's from Coloma. No, I know, I'm just being... Coloma, Washington. I've got a load of car parts I'd like to have you haul out for me after this is over. If you just swing over. Yeah, you'd be happy to appreciate it. Hey, come down again next year. Great to have you. We also have a class for antique car apparatus. The Sizzler Steakhouse. Little tiny brush painting the top of the BN, and one of my son's friends came in and said, well, there was three of them. Gee, Mr. Norbert, you really did a great job, but why did you paint the decal? Anybody who works on cars knows how much that can hurt. We are right now, another 3 or 4 vehicles are being brought into the area, and they will represent the Eager Beaver Award. That's the very first person to sign up this year. The People's Choice, that's the award that many of you voted on, that you felt was the best car. And of course, that car judged by our judges to be the best of show this year. And what's happening right now, as far as the difficulty I understand, is trying to find one of the drivers. And as soon as he gets out of the potty, we'll probably be ready to go. So hang in with us, we're almost there.
We started this 3 years ago when women's athletics was a separate program, and Patty Drapella and I were working together. We went down to Northern California and talked to some people about some fundraising ideas and about really nice things that you could do and great people that you could meet. One of the things that we found was a concours at Stanford University. We came back and decided we were going to do one. Well, neither Patty nor I knew a whole lot about cars. We probably still don't, but we know a lot more than we did 3 years ago. But we started looking for people that did know about cars. And as we talked to various people, they kept saying, you know, there's one person you've really got to get involved. He's a professor emeritus at Oregon State University. He's got a fine collection of automobiles, and he's really a great guy. Then they'd say, have you seen his Packard? Or have you seen his Rolls Royce? They kept listing all these different cars, and finally one night, because we already had this gentleman involved with our steering committee, I made the ultimate faux pas. I asked Burton, I keep hearing about all these different cars. How many do you own? No, I didn't know that was like asking what was in your bank book. I just thought it was a very innocent question. At any rate, I would like at this time for Mr. Burton Wood, one of our premier steering committee members and our honorary judge for this year, to come up to the center and be recognized. Burton?
Well, I think we can get some of the final words. We have 4 more words we want to make to you, and who more appropriate to give our Eager Beaver Award than the head beaver himself, Dee Andros. If you welcome me, please, from the Oregon State University Athletic Department. Dee Andros, everyone. This goes to that individual who is so eager to be part of this particular occasion. He's the first person to sign up. And so, Dee, if you'd like to say a few words to the folks here, we'll announce who the winner is.
Well, Dave, I'd just like to welcome everyone that's here today, and thank you very, very much for all of your support. And I'll just say that I feel it's a great honor for me to give this Eager Beaver Award out today, and I can guarantee if they'll continue to show that eagerness, I will fill this thing up next year. Now, if you will tell me who won that, I'll be glad to award it.
The gentleman owns a 1959 Austin Healey Sprite, one of my little favorite fun cars, and it's owned by Ray Zer of Eugene. Ray, are you here?
Come on up, Ray.
Did I pronounce your name right? Where are you, Ray? Your car is still here. You've got to be around here someplace. We'll find Ray. Ray? Huh? Yeah. I guess he's a shy Eager Beaver, Dee. We'll see that Ray gets that award, all right?
Okay, good.
Was he on his way? So here he comes, sprinting across the road here. Your Sprite just took the Eager Beaver Award, Ray, and we want to make sure you got it. And Dee has promised that if you do it twice in a row, he's going to fill that award up.
I'll fill this up for you next year, Ray. Thanks for coming up.
Our Honorary Judges Award. And this is a trophy from Oregon State University. And again, we would ask Bob Herndon, Executive Director of the Beaver Club, to make the presentation. And this year, it goes to the owner of the 1941 Pontiac Silver Streak, David and Kay Hansen. David, Kay, are you here? Your car has just won our Honorary Judges Award. Great. Come on over, folks. It's a beautiful automobile. A marvelous two-tone paint job, and that beige really complements the blue, and we really appreciate them coming down from Salem and sharing this automobile with us today. So, Bob, well, why don't you believe it? It's a beautiful automobile. You just have to promise us, Dave, you're going to bring it back to us next year. Good. Oh, yeah, we have to hear your horn before you get out of here, Dave. Your horn doesn't work. Okay, real good. You get it working next year, you'll probably be in first place, fella. That was bound to happen. This is an award that we call at our concours the Best Original Car, a trophy from Oregon State University. I'd like to present the presenter, our Mayor of Corvallis. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome Mayor Alan Berg. Mr. Mayor, you're awarding our Best Original Car to a 1941 Ford two-door, and Mrs. Stice, again, is driving the car from Salem. And again, you really have to go for it when it's black. And Alan, before you get away, we'd like to ask you to say a few words today as Mayor of Corvallis. We appreciate you having you back again this year. Don't look daggers at me.
Thank you, Dave. On behalf of the city of Corvallis, I would like to a great day, and we've seen a lot of beautiful cars.
The People's Choice Award. This is the car that you voted on as the best car that you liked, or at least those ballots. This vehicle received the most awards. The trophy is from New Reflections Automotive. Gary Baker does the honors for the 1956 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing, owned by Lee and Joe Schronka Salem. Turned out to be a good idea to bring it here, Lee. Congratulations, Lee. Just a promise that we'll see you next year because you got the people's vote, partner. Right now? Okay, right now, those of you who participated in the People's Choice, you also had the opportunity to win a $25 gift certificate from the Tower of London in Corvallis. And Gary Baker, who sponsored this occasion, is going to reach into the barrel on behalf of New Reflections Automotive and draw out the winning name, hand it to me, and the award for a $25 gift certificate, dinner for two at the Tower of London, John Sewell of Corvallis. John, are you here? You've just got yourself a dinner at the Tower of London, and if you're not here, John, I know we can trust Gary to get it to you. All right? Congratulations. Thank you. Oregon State University also has another trophy that they like to give each year, and that is for the oldest operable vehicle that comes to the meet. And this year it was a 1907 International. You don't get back much farther than 1907, and you don't get much farther than the owner, Roy Taylor. Roy, are you here, boy? Come on out here, Roy. Roy's the only owner on the grounds that doesn't have to pump his tires up, do you, Roy? Because they're solid rubber. Thank you, Roy. Congratulations. You get the whole set, Roy, not just one glass. For 1907, you ought to get. It only took so long because it was really tough for the judges this year. So many quality automobiles on hand.
Oh, look at this.
For our best of show, it's going to be presented by Tom Parsons. He is Vice President for Administration here at Oregon State University. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome the best of show at this year's Concours d'Elegance, a 1938 Packard Super 8 Coupe, Larry DeRose from Eugene, Oregon. It is a beautiful, beautiful automobile. Thank you so very much for bringing the car. And what I'd like to do is if I could ask you, Tom, to very carefully turn that take the microphone out of that stand. Don't even take the stand anywhere near the car. Just take the microphone out. And Larry, I would like to have you tell me a few special things about this automobile.
first of all, it's a Super 8 coupe rumble seat with a rear mount spare, which is unusual. A lot of them came with side mounts. And I used to be hung up on side mounts, but I've gotten so many compliments on this rear mount spare that I may never buy another side mounted car as long as I live.
Now, what color would the Packard folks call this particular tone?
Well, the closest thing that Packard would call it was they had a Packard Ivory, which was a little bit lighter. It's not exactly the same color, which Packard owners could order almost any color they wanted. But as far as the color chips go, a Packard Ivory would be the closest to this.
We'd like to congratulate you, Larry. Best of show for the 3rd annual Corvallis OSU Heritage Concours.
We've really had a great time, and thanks to everybody here.
All right. What we'd like to do is congratulate Larry, ask you to stay here for a while for photographers, if you would, for Best of Show this year, and then the car will be moving over to join the other place winners. And thank you so much for participating. The food is still available, refreshments are still on hand for you. And let's give a big hand to Patty Drapella from the Beaver Club. She's done a heck of a job this year. Outstanding. And thank you so much for coming. Let's go. I want to go look at some curling. Again, I have a set of keys that we will leave with Patty and Sylvia Moore. If you've lost your keys...